Hello everybody. Welcome to Cooking with Sammy. We're gonna bake today. Now I know what you're thinking. Baking is junk. No, it's not. You are allowed to have baked goods, and I actually would prefer that if you do have baked goods, to bake them yourself because you have control over better ingredients and you're not gonna have all that other bullshit that's in baked goods. I bake a cake every single week for myself. I have brownies every morning for breakfast. Baked goods are okay all of the time. They're fine. Again, the more you have them in your house, the less likely you're gonna binge on them later. And again, baked goods are just far better. So we're gonna make some Oreos today. So I've got my 2 baking sheets out. Oven's gonna be preheated to 375. Now what we're gonna need is flour, brown sugar, regular sugar, vanilla, baking powder, baking soda, 1 egg, half a cup of butter, so a stick of butter that you want to be room temperature, or we can microwave it. I'm gonna nuke mine. And some cocoa powder. And then for the filling, we're gonna want sugar, we're gonna want heavy cream, or heavy whipping cream, and we're gonna want, again, some vanilla. So let's start off here. What we're gonna do is I do a dump. So I mix everything together. I know some people are like, oh, you gotta cream the things together. It literally doesn't matter. So as a person who's done it both ways, the quality is the same. So what we're gonna do is we want 1.25 cups of flour. So we got my cup of flour and my 1/4 cup of flour. All right, that is all I need from this. Put that away. Now, I also do, it's a cup of sugar. I do a 1/2 cup of sugar and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, just because I like the mixture of both in there. So I have my cup. Again, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. So all I do is I fill my cup up halfway with brown sugar. And then I do the rest with regular sugar. And that's just the way that I tend to do things. That's what I like. Perfect. Actually, I don't have that much left, so I did not fill it all the way with that white sugar because I am actually noticing that my brown sugar is just about gone anyway. So I'm actually gonna do a little bit more brown than white sugar just to finish my bag up here because no recipe calls for just 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So we're gonna just set that aside. And then we want a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. So what I'm gonna do is grab my 1/2 cup that I do not have out right now. Grab my 1/2 cup. You want 1/2 cup of that cocoa powder. And with baking, you don't have to be super exact, but if it's kind of doing one of those like a dome, you do want to make sure that it's not doing that. And from there, we got a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Give or take. I'm not quite exact. And then we got some vanilla, which I pour with my heart. Right? I also am gonna use this for, I don't have that much left, for our inner frosting, that inside cream. So I'm just gonna leave this out as well. Then we've got our 1 egg. And we've got our stick of butter. Mine's been out for a little bit. It's pretty soft. Like I can meld it with my fingers. So I am just going to unpeel it. So I won't need to nuke this if this is coming from your freezer or from the fridge and you haven't had a chance to let it go to room temperature. Just go ahead and nuke that. Nuke it for like 30 seconds. And then we are just gonna mix this. I have borrowed a hand mixer However, when I do my butter and things like that, I do prefer to either use my hands or just use a spatula because it gets stuck. And then I don't have to clean off things as much. It's just kind of a little bit less and it's less loud. But like I said, room temperature. I'm actually gonna go and get that hand mixer because I don't feel like it. My hands are not feeling like it today. So I'm gonna grab it. We are gonna mix this together. All right. Making Oreos. And these are gonna be way better than those store-bought ones. They're not gonna be as crispy crunchy. They're gonna be more like a cake, but that's okay. It's gonna make a thicker batter. Ooh, so much cocoa powder in my nose. There we go. We're getting there. There's so much cocoa powder going in here.